So at the beginning of the game, after they got up 14-5, you called timeout, and you were able to come out of that timeout and kind of take them out of that fast break. Was that more what you wanted the whole game to look like? Is that spurt right there?
Yeah, we went on a 13-0 run after that, and it wasn't anything magical. It was just some forcing them to make the extra pass. They would dive the stunt. We would chug. We'd have one person guarding two. We'd make the right decision according to who was a better shooter. We were flying, contesting shots. So it was just really grit defense, nothing special, but you just have to sustain that. And we didn't.
Why do you think you guys weren't able to sustain it after that run?
I'm going to always give credit to the opposition in that regard. I think it's tough when you're playing the best offensive team in the league, so you have to be on your toes and then some. So I give them credit. Sue's a smart player. She knows how to move people around. She'll test your resolve defensively. But at the end of the day, they hit shots. And we're always wanting to force people into contested shots, but they have some wide open looks. I remember Whitcomb came in, gave him a nice look, had a couple of threes, and just can't let that happen.
So they shot 67% in that second quarter for 29 points. How do you slow down a team like that who's already so excellent in transition when they start to shoot so well in that half-court setting as well?
Yeah, the first thing is how many of those were layups, how many were contested. That's a big part of it right there. But, I like to give credit to Seattle. They're a good offensive team. They move the basketball around. But you make it really tough on yourself because then you get in the rhythm. And then you're having to change your defensive scheme, and then someone else becomes relevant. But, that's what the good teams do, and that's what they did tonight.
You mentioned transition was where Seattle got most of their points. Did you feel like you guys were at your best when you were controlling the pace of this game?
It's about playing your pace. I felt like we were in control when we forced them to play in the half court. 2/3 of their offense is transition. So we talked about flipping the script and having 2/3 of it be in the half court, and we weren't successful with that because we know the result of that. They've had almost a full season, and we know that worked because we want to get in the half court so we can impose our will and some schemes on them.
Tori had a great first half from beyond the arc, and in the second half, it kind of felt like they were staying home on her and staying home on those three-point shooters. Were you pleased that your team was able to make that transition to more drives and more points in the paint?
Well, that activated their defense. They left Tori open and she punished them. So what happens is they stick one player close to her, one less player in rotation. So we were able to get some open looks. I'm thinking Candace got some really open looks because she was the one in the middle that was standing next to Tori. I still would like to get Tori more looks, but we were able to play off of her because they schemed for her.
So staying with Vivian, she did hit 5 threes in that first half. Everybody knows she's a great shooter, but did you think that was something she was capable of?
Yeah, I do. The next layer is, I kept thinking they were going to run her off the line. And she got a couple of good looks in the second half as well. But then when they start running off the line, she'll get that shot fake and 1-2 dribble pull up. She'll be a tremendous player to stop.
Before this game, you guys were coming off back-to-back wins. Do you feel like that did something for the team's confidence and will do something for the team's confidence going forward?
It has to. It's not anything you talk about, but I just think it's human nature of just seeing some of the things you worked on all year work at a time where for most people it doesn't, that's a true, testament to their character and them buying in and working hard and having some pride and wanting to make progress despite the win-loss record.